Okay, Moses. I think you probably know a lot about Moses. Most people do. But in your reading, it asks you about what happened. What did the people think when they were between Pharaoh and the Red Sea? So, quick story, just in case. Background on Moses. He was born during the time that Pharaoh was killing all the baby boys because Pharaoh did not want Jesus Christ to succeed. They were looking for a king. They didn't want Jesus to come and be their earthly king. That's what they thought was coming, and he didn't want anybody to threaten his throne. So he was having all the baby boys killed. And when Moses was born, his mother made a basket, put him in the basket, and Pharaoh's daughter, it floated down the Nile, and Pharaoh's daughter found the baby. And she loved that baby and wanted to keep the baby, and Pharaoh allowed her to. But Moses' sister had been watching, and she says, hey, I know a nurse that can nurse this child and take care of this child until he's weaned. And so Pharaoh's daughter says, well, that's great. So what happened is Moses' mother got to take care of Moses for a while, and then he grew up in Herod's, what do you say, not castle, but his dwelling place, his palace. Thank you. So anyway, he was raised by Pharaoh. When he became an adult, he got upset because he saw some of the Egyptians being mean and torturing some of the people that the Jewish people, and so he ended up killing a man. He was caught in this, and so he had to run away to save his life. He ran to the desert. He stayed in the desert. Jethro became his father-in-law. He married. He learned all about hurting and living in the desert. And then he met God at a burning bush. The bush was burning, but it wasn't consumed. And that was God. And he says, Moses, I need you to go to Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. Now, this time, the Pharaoh that knew Moses has died, and it's a different Pharaoh. And Moses is like, well, I can't. I stutter. Well, God says, that's okay. I'll help you. And so then we have the 10 plagues, and Moses 10 times going to Pharaoh, and God giving Moses the ability to do miracles because he turned the Nile into blood. And then God had locusts come, and frogs and lice and hail, and all these things affected the Egyptians but did not affect the Jewish community. So the very last plague was the Passover, and all the people had to put blood on their doors and do some things that God told them. So when the death angel passed over their house, he would not kill their firstborn. And so they did. They ate the unleavened bread. They put the blood of the lamb over the doorpost, and they ate standing up, which showed that they were going to be in a hurry to leave. And so anyway, finally Pharaoh finds his son dead, and so he calls Moses and says, y'all get out of here. I can't take this anymore. So they left. But then after they left, God hardened Pharaoh's heart again. And he was like, I need those people. They're my slaves. I've got to go back and get them. So he and the army went. And so now what happens is Moses finds, and the people, they find themselves between Pharaoh and the Red Sea. And so that's where the question is about. And that's it's a synopsis of everything that had happened there. And what God told Moses to do is lift up his rod and hold it out, and he would part the sea. They went across the sea on dry land with the water building up on both sides. Pharaoh's army followed them, and the sea consumed them, and they all drowned. So anyway, that's a quick synopsis of the life of part of the life of Moses. And what God told the people each and every time is, hey, have faith in me. Believe in me. I love you. I'm going to take care of you. And over and over and over again, like when they got into the desert and they're wandering in the wilderness, over and over again, they fuss and they complain. God provides them food, and it's like, well, can we have something different? We don't know. They call it manna. When I was a teenager, my youth director says it must have been pizza because that's what we all liked. But anyway, it just shows you that we complain, we get upset about things that are happening, and God still takes care of us. I mean, he got the people to the promised land. but not without them complaining a lot. So the question is, hey, if God brought you through the Red Sea and performed a miracle, and Pharaoh wasn't able to harm you, so these days, how do you live? What do you think?